Okay, so today we have the B-52's in Rome. This is the official music video. It might get blocked. We'll see what happens. Anyway, it's shorter than the album version, so if you wanted me to do that one, I apologize. But anyway, I've been thinking about the B-52's recently, and I was thinking maybe I wanted to do an earlier song or what, but I went with this one here from 1989, their comeback kind of album, the one that I think did the best in their career. So anyway, let's get into it, talk about it after, and let's go. 4 minutes. The B-52's. Well, there it is, the B-52's in Rome. See, I'm a bit confused here. Coming into this, I mean, listening to the song, listening to the lyrics, you talk about Rome, and you talk, and not Rome, the place or whatever, Rome, Italy or whatever, but just talking about roaming the world, take a trip, and I'm thinking, okay, take a trip, but then they say don't take a trip, on with wings or wheels, and it's like, okay, so maybe not a trip. driving or flying, obviously by plane. And I was thinking, a trip, maybe an acid trip, something like that. But then in the video, and I'm glad I watched the video because there's the part, and Fred Schneider, he doesn't have anything to do in this song. I was looking at actually on songfacts.com, I do believe. Since he wasn't on anything, he wasn't doing any vocals, nothing, no guitar, whatever. He apparently says when they do this live, he just kind of plays tambourine. And and I mean, as an Oasis fan, I just have to say that reminds me of Liam Gallagher when he doesn't sing a song or whatever. Noel takes over and he just plays with a tambourine. Anyway, but that was the first thing that came to my head. But yeah, since he's doing nothing. But anyway, he's still in the video, and I just love all the faces he's making. He just has a funny face, and that's not in a bad way. Whatever. He just seems jolly. He just seems like a fun guy. But and he has one of the funnest voices I've ever heard. It's so unique. But anyway, what I'm getting to, there's a part where a banana goes through a bagel hole, and I'm like, is this sexual? Are we talking about, anal? I mean, I might as well just say, are we talking about that? Because again, they had bananas and they had bagels at parts, and when that happened, Fred's, face kind of looked a little bit frightened, and and I'm thinking, is that the trip they're talking about? So I don't know if I'm off base or what's going on, but when that happened, you might have saw my face where I was like, wait, hold the phone. Because again, they were talking about how the trip's not by wings or wheels, and I'm thinking it could be talking about drugs. I don't know if they would talk about drugs like that, but anyway, and that comes to mind. And so I wanted to say that off the top because that's what came to my head. But going on now to the vocalists on the track here, because again, Fred wasn't doing anything, and I like how he said, why not Kate and Cindy? I want to say Nancy, but it's Cindy because Cindy Wilson, I think, or Nancy Wilson. But anyway, why don't you girls, whatever, you women, go ahead and just do the vocals here? And they have such strong such strong voices. I mean, you talk about a voice like a siren. Both of them do. I mean, their voices, and maybe I'm, again, off base, I don't know, but their voices seem so alike to me. And maybe it's just because they're singing together here. But when, they each had a verse, and I do believe Kate was on the first one, and then Cindy did the second one, and then they came together a few times. But their voices, again, they seem kind of similar to me. And again, I've listened to much more than this. I've heard them on many different songs. Their voices are kind of similar in that way. And again, they're both just sirens. I mean, again, I've heard people talk about Liz Fraser comes to mind as, a voice like a siren. And that's what they give me here. It's just so, again, it's so strong, so controlled too. And I don't know. Again, it's just the way they could just, their fluctuations, you might say, the little noises they put in there, the raspiness when Cindy came in, I think I said, like, God damn, because again, her rasp was kind of out of nowhere for me, and I was like, holy moly, I didn't expect that. And again, at this point in 1989, again, I know, because of course Ricky Wilson, Cindy's brother, passed away in 1985 from AIDS complications, good lord. And Ricky Wilson, you want to talk about an integral part of the band, as the band's guitarist, he was very vital to their whole sound. I mean, my God. And of course he passes away, and then this was their album in 89, 4 years later, that really put them back on the map. And like I said off the top, I do believe it was I think they're like I don't know if it was best selling, but it's remembered as their best album. And so that's, I just love how they kind of came back there and had some hits here, of course, with this song and with Love Shack from that album, Cosmic. I forget the name. What's the name of the album? Hold on. Cosmic Thing. I couldn't remember the word thing. Anyway, from this album, and how that album just kind of brought them back to life in a way. And again, to move on, again, I just wanted to talk about how just joyous the song is. It just, from the get-go, how their voices, Kate and Cindy, come in almost angelic in a way, and kind of far away too. And then we go right in, and you just how the drums start everything off in a way, and then the guitar work comes in, and almost, I talk about drugs and stuff, it's almost like an acid guitar riff, I guess you might say. And what's the man's name on the guitar here? Keith, I do believe. My goodness, hold the phone on this one. Keith Strickland on guitar there. My God. And Sarah Lee on bass guitar. And I might as well say Leroy Clouden, I want to say, is on drums here. And Sarah Lee on the bass guitar here. I thought she was unmissable. My favorite word to use. Just, again, very prominent in the song. I thought the bass, I could thoroughly hear that bass just through everything, and even through the voices, of course, and just how angelic they were, like I said, and just how soaring their voices are. Just beautiful. I mean, my God, two great vocalists in one band. I mean, how much more lucky can you get? So Yeah, again, just I when I hear the B-52s and it sound like this, it just sounds so B-52s just from the get go with the way the drums sound, the rhythm of it, the melody, all that stuff. You just know when it's the B-52s, and just it makes you happy. Again, I don't know if they have any depressing tunes or not, but again, this one is just a huge slice of pop, I guess you might say, and there's just nothing really negative, I would say, going on here. And again, to me, it seems like it might not be about roaming around the world and taking risks and breaking free, going around on a trip of some kind. It seems, again, what came to my head was the whole, some butt stuff. I mean, I just have to say. So anyway, I guess I'll go up here on the lyrics now and just to talk about these lyrics. I hear a wind whistling air, yes, whispering in my ear. And again, throughout the video, you had the mountains. I just spit, my God. Yeah, the mountains, and, Kate and Cindy are taking you through these mountains, talking you through these mountains and everything going on in the video. And again, I just love how their heads were put in a little circle throughout the video. And again, Fred was making some funny faces. And again, I just love how Fred wasn't doing anything except he was still in the video. It was fun. He was just making faces. Boy Mercury shooting through every degrees. Oh, girl dancing down those dirty and dusty trails. My goodness, dirty and dusty. Take it to the hip. Take it hip to hip, I should say. Rock it through the wilderness, around the world. The trip begins with a kiss. Now, again, I'm thinking, are we talking about a couple going on a trip here? It begins with a kiss. And or are we talking about, if we're going the other way, where I was talking about the other thing that I think this might be about, that does sometimes start with a kiss, some intercourse, I guess. My goodness. Roam if you want to, roam around the world, roam if you want to, without wings, without wheels. Again, it seems like maybe they could be talking about not just physically, but spiritually as well, you might say, to roam around the world, what's the word, find new horizons, all this stuff. I was gonna say broaden your horizons. Is that the right thing to say? I don't know. Roam around the world if you want to. Roam around the world. Roam if you want to. Without anything but the love we feel. Again, a lot about love here. A lot about the positivity of love, and that seems to be what the B-52s are all about. Positivity, and again, I feel like too. I like how they're kind of leaving it up to the listener. Roam if you want to. They're not being very strict about it. They're just saying, if you want to, you can roam around and find new things and that you might like. And yeah, skip the airstrip to the sunset. Yeah, ride the arrow to the target one. Again, these words are very, I don't know what the word, you talk about a cosmic thing, whatever. These words are kind of cosmic in that way. They are kind of space age, I would say, or spacey, whatever the hell. It makes you think of outer space in a way. It's just so much, it's so visualizing, I guess you might say. It's very visual, because you talk about a rocket again coming in here, take it hip to hip, rocket through the wilderness, around the world, the trip begins with a kiss. I mean, we have that coming in again with that second verse. The chorus goes on again. I mean, these girls, whatever you want to say, Kate and Cindy, just soaring voices is just beautiful to hear. Voices that could break glass, for God's sakes. Then we have the instrumental break, which I love. Again, I just love, there doesn't even have to be singers on the song of a B-52 song, because usually it's just such an upbeat, sonically, the music's already so upbeat. It just sounds so good already. But then to put the voices on it, I mean, that's the cherry on top. My dog is having a moment over there. Third verse, fly the great big sky, see the great big sea. Again, we're talking about the sky, the sea. There's so many things to visualize, talking about, I guess you might say nature, whatever, talking about the weather perhaps as well, the great big sky. Kick through continents, busting boundaries, take it hip to hip, rocket through the wilderness, around the world, the trip begins with a kiss. I like how those last two lines seem to be always finishing each verse. And again, I just love all these things you can visualize. And talking about, going through the continents, talking about busting boundaries, and even boundaries you might have made for yourself, and now you're finally kind of living outside this box you made for yourself. And just, again, taking risks and all that stuff. And I know, again, at the end of the day, though, I still think about how that banana was going through a bagel. I mean, I don't know, that maybe I'm just dirty in that way. I don't know. Then we have the chorus again, and then the outro, take it hip to hip, rocket through the wilderness, and just goes on, rocket through the wilderness. And I feel like, again, that works so well because of the video and just how they're taking you through the wilderness and all these things you can do, to live outside the box that you've made for yourself. And again, just to, do things maybe you never have before, or maybe things that have made you anxious to do. And it's just saying, just screw it, live life to the fullest at this point. And again, I think about And this, I was going to say for Cindy, but for the whole band, they lost an integral member in Ricky Wilson. And maybe this was their attitude after he passed away. And just saying, they were kind of speaking to themselves. Maybe I'm going too deep, but just talking about how, now that they lost a trusted friend, a close member of the band, a brother for Cindy, maybe they're saying, we got to take risks now and just, forget about feeling like you just have to stay put or whatever. But at the end of the day, no matter how you interpret this song, you still get that feeling of just going out to live life, going out to do things you might have not thought were possible, or just, living outside your comfort zone, which is not, which is a good thing sometimes, to leave your comfort zone and actually live. My goodness gracious, to leave your home and explore new things and new people, whatever, and do things you might have never thought you would do, like maybe some butt stuff. But anyway, because again, I can't get that out of my head. But yeah, I guess that's all I got to say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. I was happy to finally come back to the B-52's here. Just always a fun, pleasurable band, I might say. A band that just kind of lifts your spirits just automatically with their enthusiastic sound. So yeah, that's all I guess. So thanks for watching. Thanks for everything. I'll talk to you guys again soon.